Other than the video that I posted 2 days ago, I haven't posted in about 2 weeks, and that is because I was at the Consensus 2024 crypto event in Austin, Texas, and I was there with Kelly Kellum and Matthew Hyland. Both are incredible traders, investors, and analysts. I encourage you guys to follow them. And over here to the right, about 3 weeks ago, we discussed the inverse head and shoulders for Bitcoin and, of course, the parabolic trend. That is playing out. We are now 3% away from a new all-time high. Let's discuss all of this and more in today's video. What is up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. Today is June 5th. We have entered the month of June, and as you can see on the chart, Bitcoin is sitting right near a major blue sky breakout. And yes, this means we are following the parabolic trend straight out of the textbook. It is now a spitting image. No differences between the textbook diagram and what we're seeing right now. And if you are a viewer of this channel, I shouldn't really have to explain this analysis anymore. If you're new to this channel, it should also kind of make sense just by looking at it. We have a weekly parabolic trend taking place. We are near this point of going vertical. So if you look at Bitcoin's price action, looking left, you can see in 2021, November 2021, we hit 69,000. That was the previous all-time high. Bitcoin tested these levels and then saw a dip, as you guys have experienced going into May, and now going into June, we have bounced back. Bitcoin is near what is called a blue sky breakout. A blue sky breakout is when an asset breaks above all previous historic price action and experiences what's called price discovery. So a blue sky breakout is likely what's coming up very, very soon. We are following this exponential rise in price, an accelerating trend, and according to the textbook, the target is 90,000. In mathematics, a parabola can only be so steep before it turns backward. So you have to understand that we are gonna break it at some point. But I think we have a lot higher prices to see before that happens. Going from 70,000 to 90,000 is no joke. That is a huge gain for all the top players out there. Those that are sitting on those billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin, if they get a 25, 30% move to the upside, that's a pretty big dollar value gain. And this is Wall Street, right? Wall Street is coming in and all they care about is the money. Fun coupon. So there will be profit takers after going vertical. And just to reiterate, this does not mean the cycle's over if we play this out fully, where we run up towards 90,000. So to give you an idea of a possible timeline, now the timing is always the hardest thing to predict, but if we do get our final vertical extension up towards our parabolic trend target, followed by a break of that trajectory leading to a longer term consolidation, and then a push into 2025 with a new year rally. I think that this is what makes most sense right now, because historically, if you look at seasonality, the area of worst performance for not just Bitcoin, but also the stock market, which Bitcoin is quite correlated to, is September. So if we were to get the vertical push and reach 90,000 by about August or so, September is the worst month of the year on record for Bitcoin and the stock market going back in time of all of history. And so we are going to follow some level of seasonality. Well, that's perfect timing here, going vertical into August and then seeing a major pullback in September, followed by an October bounce, which is also quite common, a sideways consolidation, and a push into the new year. So this parabolic trend prediction of 90,000 is not a cycle peak target. It is simply a trend target, the current trend on the weekly. And I think that this cycle is going to be continuing to expand into 2025. I made an indicator, this indicator called Bitcoin Halving Cycle Profit. It is on TradingView. It is free to use. When you have the halving, somewhere between 40 to 80 weeks is where the peak of the cycle comes in, followed by the bear market. 2016 halving, 40th week, we were still pretty early in the cycle. The 80th week was near the end of the cycle. Bear market comes in. 2020 halving, 40 weeks was near the first top and 80 weeks was near the second top. So it called both tops, more or less. So if we look at now, this indicator has plotted the future plots for the future potential top zone. The 40th week here comes in January of 2025, and the 80th week comes in October of 2025. And remember, September is the worst month usually. So this was marking up October. So September, October in 2025 could be that major bearish zone. 40 to 80 week zone is where I expect a top. So there's a lot of room for Bitcoin to move around going into that area. We are still early in the cycle. I want to get that clear. Now let's switch gears to the Bitcoin daily chart, a more shorter term look on the market here. Bitcoin is actually, seeing an uptrend since our top. We pulled back. We are now creating higher lows, sitting about 3% away from a new all-time high. It looks good. It looks like there's demand. It looks like Bitcoin wants to break out. And the RSI on the daily, we are sitting in a similar setup where usually when we have a slight downtrend in the RSI, break out of it, create an uptrend on the RSI. Then you get a downtrend on the RSI followed by an uptrend on the RSI, right? And these breakouts happen in between, these pivot zones. The RSI breaking out is usually where there's a major shift in the trend. And we just had that happen in the beginning of May. And we are now creating higher lows on the daily RSI. We are creating higher lows in price. And so another thing you'll notice is that every time we have a peak in the RSI, that is taking place in the overbought zone. So we are currently nowhere near a potential top. This RSI is telling me that we could be going as high as 90,000 before seeing a potential peak come in for the shorter medium term. So this is all lining up, guys. It's all lining up to the same analysis that we've provided on this channel for almost a year. So I hope all of this makes sense. And if you enjoy this type of content and the consistency and the predictions and the forecasts that we provide on this channel, be sure to hit the like button and subscribe. Join the Patreon if you want to see some extra content, me talking about altcoins. Patreon is the best way to support the channel. Be sure to sign up for Kraken Pro using the link below. I hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week, and I'll see you all in the next video.